Hello, fabulous Cancer. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of March 2015, General Focus. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. This month, we have got some really fascinating lunar activity taking place, and whatever is happening with the moon speaks to you that much more personally. In fact, of all the signs, the sign most likely to experience an important shift at the new moon or the full moon tends to be you. You feel these lunar events that much more personally because they speak to a very core part of your learning, your understanding, your growth, and how it is that life is attempting to teach you about yourself, which is what ultimately I think that astrology does. Astrology allows us a symbolic perspective of how life and our own feelings and the events that surround us are attempting to help us to move towards greater love and greater wisdom as part of the mystery. So for you this month, we have got at the start of the month a wonderful full moon taking place. I absolutely love this for you. And my advice is enjoy it to the hilt. You've got this amazing full moon taking place. And this full moon is happening in a harmoniously placed position, speaking in supreme harmony with other power players in the sky. And I look at this and it suggests to me very much that there's an element here of you. On the one hand, right place, right time. This part of the sky to me has to do with being at the right place at the right time to meet the right person who really can make a big difference in your life personally and in other ways as well. But this part of the sky also speaks to neighbors. It speaks to cousins and siblings as well. So it is going to be these people who will open up opportunity for you, open up blessings for you, open up greater possibilities for you as well in your life now and for a while to come. These aren't just the kind of opportunities and changes that come and make you smile and that's it, but rather we have got this wonderful conversation happening between this full moon and Pluto, which suggests that the connections made now and the changes that come up now, the opportunities that arise now are going to be those that will stay with you and have a profoundly transformative effect on your life for a really long time to come. In some way, these connections will change you personally, but also help you to move towards the building of wealth, the building of resources, and a greater feeling of security. Now, there is a very strong love connotation to this, which I'll talk a lot more about in the love-focused horoscope. But where it comes to your everyday life, where it comes to as you're moving around your neighborhood, this is a chance to stop and talk. This is definitely the time to do that, even if those neighbors that normally are so annoying. To just take those few seconds really can introduce you to somebody, expose you to information, expose you to an introduction that has a very far-reaching and very positive effect on other areas of your life. The other area where you are likely to meet people, this has a connotation of being very social. And so the other area that you're likely to make these connections with these people is if you are going to or attending a talk, a workshop, sort of a skill building class, or one of those not necessarily enrolled in a whole educational process, but rather you're taking one of those one-day workshops or a brief learning opportunity or going to a talk by an author or a talk by an astrologer, an astrology talk, going to a conference. These types of events also will allow you to create the opportunity, will allow you to make it that much easier for the universe to introduce new opportunities that come by the way of new people that you run into. So look for the really genuine connections, the people that it feels really easy to talk to. Those are the connections that have real lasting power. And those are the connections that not only can benefit you this month in the immediacy, but can have a much more far-reaching effect, not only now, but for a very long time to come, for months to come, if not years. As we move towards the later part of the month, we enter eclipse season. So the first of two eclipses takes place in the second part of the month. The next eclipse will happen in the early part of April. I'll be here to talk about it then. But this particular eclipse is a new moon solar eclipse. And it's happening in a very favorable position to you and fellow water sign Pisces, at the very end of that sign. Now, this is where the energy changes, whereas before in the early part of the month, as I said, this isn't about some sort of educational process in the early part of the month, but by the time we get you to the later part of the month, it is about exploring more, learning more, knowing more than you did before, whether it's through people, whether it's through philosophies, through education, through books, whatever the case may be, through languages as well. Now, this is really your chance to step out and up than you've known before, to really fine-tune a vision that you may have for your life. Now, when I see an eclipse happening here, eclipses are so important. They are so important because eclipses are about putting you back into alignment with a higher vision of your life. They're about putting you into alignment with a plan, a very kind fate that is about fulfilling your potential in every area of life. Now, when we think of fulfilling potential, sometimes we just think that has to do with our career or our ambitions, but really that has to do with every area of life. But for you, this has to do with the kind of karmic connections and karmic contracts that come when you put yourself in foreign environments. Now, foreign environments, yes, as it sounds, this could be a chance to travel that seems to come out of nowhere. And the chance to travel comes up. It comes about very quickly. And when you go, you have a very strong and important experience there, karmic experience, karmic meetings taking place. Strong sense of karma with eclipses. This can also be changes in an educational process happening for you. And this can also be sort of admitting to yourself where your beliefs have changed, they've evolved, that you are not who you once were. You don't believe what it was that you once did. Now, whether that's you don't believe what it was that you believed when you were a lot younger or through your family, or whether it's that you have gone through a spiritual process and now you're on the other side of it. Regardless of how it is that your beliefs are being called to your attention, this is a chance for you to look at the philosophies that guide your life and to put yourself on a path that resonates as right for you at this point, a new path. Now, in some cases, in a few cases, there even can be, when I look at an eclipse happening in this part of the sky, I mean, this can be a type of conversion of sorts. So this can be sort of realizing, appreciating a whole other way of seeing the world that you hadn't considered before. Or maybe it's been sort of in the ether, but now it reaches into your heart and you get it like the proverbial penny drops. And you understand that this is a system or an understanding that ultimately is going to serve you well at this point in your life, that arouses your curiosity, arouses your interest as well. What I really like about this eclipse also is it does have to do with vision, and it does have to do with an understanding of what is it that needs to happen now so that you can manifest even bigger things further down the road. And so this is going to give you a chance to formulate a game plan and start doing what you need to earn those credentials. And whether that credential is an actual credential, as in, as I said, educational process, or whether that is sort of self-earned, a credential that has to do with you knowing that you put in the time, that you paid your dues. Where do those dues have to be paid? This is you getting that awareness so that you can start using your energy and your time that much more effectively to get you to the really big things that matter in your life. What I love about this month for you is the people that will be coming out of the woodwork to help you to understand who you are and to help you realize your potential and help move you in a very positive direction at that. And what I love about this month also is that you're coming to understand your place in the world very differently, in a way that helps you embrace your connection to everyone and everything, but also helps you to step up onto a bigger stage, allowing more of the world to see you than you had before.